Thanks a lot. It's great to see everybody here. First of all, I think that I just want to comment here real quick. The banquet on Friday night was really well done, and I know there was a lot of people that were there, and food was great. To have Dr. Emmert there representing the NCAA was quite a coup. So for those of you that were there, I just, for us being able to have him speak to us was tremendous. Where we start, I'm such a stat person, but I'm not going to go there. Right now, we had two really big wins last week, and really proud of our team. I was proud of our fans too. I thought we had tremendous support on Thursday, and then on Saturday, I thought the support in the arena was great. For the first time this year, I really feel like we're starting to take shape of what we're trying to do. I told our team last week, I said, and I guess it depends on where you want to go with this, but I said, I don't know who we are yet. I know what and what I mean by that is, I know what I'm trying to do. I know the formula, and it's just a matter of trying to get it done. And so, for the first time, I thought, I thought things really took a turn in a very positive way. We had a lot of adversity. It's like neighbors are, people are getting upset. And what I'm proud of, though, is that in both games, our opponent shot under 40%. It was 38 and 36%. And in both games, we out-rebounded our opponent. We out-rebounded Radford by 12, and we out-rebounded High Point by 5. So, and basically, what I saw was in both games we had 4 people in double figures. And I really like that. I'm not a guy, I don't like to have somebody at 25. I'd rather have 4 people with double figures and 3 or 4 people getting 8 and 9 points. I just think that's the harder team to play against. I'll tell you what I did, but I don't really want you to talk about it a lot. Going into the last 2 games, I've given them a point total. And I took this from a friend of mine in the Mountain West, but against Radford, I told them that for every point they scored over 50, we were going to run a sprint. I also told them that for every offensive rebound past 10, we were going to run a sprint. So we beat Radford by 17. Well, Radford scored 58 points. So we started off Friday's practice by running, one down and back as a sprint. So we ran 9 sprints to start practice after a win. And so, because they had 11 offensive rebounds. And so the other night, I came back in against High Point, and I said, okay, 55 points is our goal, and again, 10 offensive rebounds. So we're up by 28, and they have 47 points, and the guys on the bench were chanting defense. Now, I didn't look down there, I didn't smile, but that's exactly what I wanted. And there's a couple schools of thought, a lot of you have coached, and what I've decided to do is, it's funny how you think about stuff, but what is your team's strength? If you got a really good offensive team, then maybe you should just focus on offense. Well, we work on offense, but I've just decided that I'm not going to give an inch defensively. And so we're going to do it my way, or we're not going to do it. And that's kind of basically the approach that I've taken, and I've been really pleased. We were very, very good defensively, very good. And so Larry was down in Tampa last night. He ran into one of the coaches in the league, and he said, y'all are going to win it again. I said, Larry, don't drink the poison. Just take it one game at a time. But when the word, when we make shots, now I know you guys must, we've shot 48% and 60% in our last 2 games. Hold on just for a second. Okay, so when we make shots, we win every single night. And so I'm really pleased, and my whole thing with this season is it's a work in progress. you're marching towards where you want to get to, and so we made great strides. Now the challenge is going to be, how good are we on the road? I'll give you an examples in coaching. Coastal beats Asheville by 21 at Asheville. When we play Coastal, it's a 2-point game with 30 seconds to go. We struggle with Asheville. Asheville struggles with Coastal. Coastal struggles with us. Now, I know that it's going to be like that. Charleston Southern is a good team, but they're a totally different team on the road than they are at home. You know, everybody's got their own deal. So right now, the challenge is really how good are we on the road? And if you don't defend and you don't have discipline in your program, you'll never win road games. Road games got to be ugly wins. And so you got to be able to stop people to win on the road. And so we've got 4 games on the road in 8 days. And, we go to PC, which will be a dogfight because our styles are similar. Their best player got hurt, but it doesn't matter because whenever we play, it's just going to be ugly. And then then I believe we've got Gardner Webb had a big win. Their best player is back. They won, but they also had a chance to beat Coastal. They lost to Coastal by 3. They'll be an entirely different team. Radford, to me, I can't figure them out. They're 1-7, and I think they're really good. I think they're young when they hit their stride. I think they're going to be good. Now, they have a lot of foreign guys on the same team, and one thing, like, sometimes that can work your way, and sometimes it doesn't. They're talented, and so that'll be tough up there. And then, of course, we go to Asheville, and I'm going to try to get that game in the 50s when we go up there. So we got a big stretch. We got 4 games in 8 days. We're taking off today, and we'll start preparing. On our team, we had that meeting and all that stuff. But Charles Corbin's been really good. He had 13 rebounds and 11 points against Radford. I thought he played very well. I think Robbie Dreer's put together 2 good games. The guy I'm most pleased with right now is Joey Jerome. I think that Joey just makes us better. I think Dave told me we were 5-3 when he plays 10 minutes or more. Like, Dave's got a stat for everything, and I'm like, when I wake up in a good mood, are we 7-3 or But Joey is our toughest kid, and I think young kids think loud equals toughness. It doesn't. Joey is truly man-torse. I mean, it's the weirdest thing I've ever been. The other day, he guarded 3 people in a possession. And he just has a gift that you cannot teach. He's got a quiet toughness about him. He makes big plays. He can pass. And really, I've tried to get him more minutes. Trying to wear some people down, too. We played 6 guys on the perimeter, which in coaching, one of the hardest things to do is to play 6 guys on the perimeter. Most people play 5, and I'm committed to playing 6, so we're going to do it. So had a good week. It's 1 game at a time. We're at February. The mark of a good coach to me is how your team plays in February. The mark of a good team is whether we continue to get better. And what I'm striving, like yesterday, we won by 28, and I buried them. Not in a bad way, but I was pretty tough on them because I thought a lot of things I didn't like. And they were looking at me like, Coach, we won by 28. And I said, my message is, it's not how many we win or lose by. It's how much better we're going to be. And so, but it's also, sometimes you got to be confident when you don't win. And when you win, you got to turn the throttle. And so we've got to continue to get better defensively.